A ragged old woman walked into a luxury gemstone center. A staff member frowned. This old lady escaped from a psych ward or something? She silently placed an old ring on the counter. I want to remake this into a wedding necklace for my daughter-in-law. The staff laughed with disdain. Someone like you has a son who can actually get married? Security grabbed her arm. Out! Now! The whole showroom stirred. Suddenly, an intern rushed forward to block them. Wait! This is Lapis Diamond, extremely rare, extinct since 2003. The showroom went silent. No one knew. This old lady was the mother of the chairman of KindCorp. If you witnessed that moment, whose side would you take? Celestina Blake, Eli's mother, legendary CEO of KindAuto. This time she disguises herself as a poor old woman visiting KindGems, the city's largest gemstone center, run by her daughter. Her purpose to buy a wedding necklace for her future daughter-in-law, the bride of Eli's younger brother, and quietly assess the ethics of the staff. Ava Martin, jewelry design intern, kind, diligent, lives alone. Once dropped out due to financial pressure, passionate about the craft but always underestimated. Brianna Chang, veteran staff at KindGems. Once praised by Aurora for closing a major deal, but known for belittling interns and unrefined customers. Aurora Blake, Eli's younger sister, current CEO of KindGems. Cold, perfectionist, known for her sharp eye in gemstones. Measures success by performance only. Former judge in international jewelry competitions. Joan Harris, Chief HR Officer of KindCorp. Famous for being strict but fair, always observes from afar, no one ever knows when she'll show up. Eli Walker, heir to KindCorp, often moves in disguise, a phantom figure who only appears when it's time to dismantle the system. Celestina placed the old ring on the glass counter. It was tarnished but still glimmered faintly like a distant memory. I want this remade into a necklace for my daughter-in-law. The wedding's this weekend. Brianna glanced at it and scoffed. This? That's the kind of ring they sold by the basket in flea markets decades ago. We don't rework junk, especially not for customers who don't meet the standard. Celestina didn't respond. She simply nodded. Nearby, Ava quietly stepped forward and politely asked to inspect it. She pulled out a jeweler's loupe, examined every facet, and froze. Oh my God, this is hand-cut Lapis Diamond from 2003. This technique was discontinued over 20 years ago. There are only 3 known stones like this left on the market. She opened her mouth to speak, but Brianna snapped. What are you doing, Ava? You're an intern. You don't take clients, and you don't keep samples. Ava's hands trembled slightly, but she returned the ring gently to the old lady and carefully asked for her contact information. That night, she secretly sketched a necklace design on paper, inspired by the shape of the ring and the woman's silhouette. The next morning, Brianna found the drawing on her desk. You're in serious violation. Do you even know what you're about to lose? Ava didn't answer, but her hand clutched the design, like it was the last right thing she still had. The KindGems showroom sparkled under soft lighting. Music floated gently. Guests sat in order. Cameras readied. In the last row, Ava Martin stood quietly, holding a folded piece of paper, her sketch in thirds. No one noticed her. On stage, the host excitedly announced, and the Q1 Inspiration Award goes to Brianna Chang. Applause exploded. Some employees nodded as if they saw it coming. Aurora Blake, CEO of KindGems, walked up with the award box in hand. Right then, the main showroom doors swung open. A figure stepped inside, tall, calm, black hoodie, eyes sharp like a blade. Guests whispered, "Wait, is that Eli Walker?" Someone murmured, "Can't be. KindCorp's chairman doesn't show up at internal events like this." Without a word, Eli walked directly to the stage, nodded at Aurora, and requested the mic. Before we honor anyone today, I'd like to introduce someone very special. Suddenly, the ground trembled lightly. From the earpieces of security, a cold command echoed. Activate White Dragon formation. Prepare top clearance protocol. From both wings of the showroom, the Kind security team emerged. Dressed in black suits with earpieces, they moved in a triangle formation toward the stage. Behind them, two massive white lions entered, one on each side, led by two trainers in gray. The room fell silent. No one dared to breathe. Then from the last guest row, a tiny elderly woman slowly stood up. No one stopped her. No one spoke. She walked between the white lions, straight to the stage. With each step, the worn coat on her back seemed to shed behind her. Her eyes shone like living diamonds. The entire room was swallowed by the silent gravity of her presence. That old woman was Celestina Blake, Eli's mother, founder of KindGems, a living legend in executive leadership. Brianna froze, shaken to the core. Ava covered her mouth, eyes glistening. Aurora looked at her mother, speechless. No one saw a poor old woman anymore. They were facing a symbol of power, rising from hardship in the form of a mother. Aurora stood frozen. She was still holding the award box, but couldn't lift it. Her eyes locked on that fragile figure, the one who had just walked between two white lions. The person she never imagined would enter her world. Like this. The entire room was silent. No camera clicks. No one dared speak. Brianna, standing near the stage, clenched her fists and barked out, "What is this? This is a showroom, not a circus." Eli didn't react with anger. He simply turned to Aurora and spoke slowly. "My sister will understand soon enough." Right at that moment, a woman stepped out from the second row. White blouse, hair in a tight bun, thin-rimmed glasses. Joan Harris, Chief of Human Resources at KindCorp. Everyone at KindGems stiffened in unison. Joan walked onto the stage and opened a folder. "We've completed our internal investigation. Employee Brianna Chang used her company account to send Ava Martin's original design to an overseas partner. She then reported it as a flawed draft." She glanced at Brianna, who stood frozen, speechless. Additionally, she formed a private employee group to pressure interns into giving up high-potential clients, claiming it was for official staff priority. The room burst with murmurs. Some staff began nodding, as if they'd suspected all along, but didn't dare speak. Aurora looked directly at Brianna. No anger, just deep disappointment. "I was the one who personally approved this award, and I am also the one responsible for revoking it." She turned to Ava, still standing off to the side, hugging her now crumpled sketch. Her voice softened but was crystal clear. "I'm sorry. The one who should have been honored today was you." Ava burst into tears. If you've ever been looked down on, but chose to stay kind anyway, give a like for Ava, because sometimes the quietest people shine the brightest. Celestina stepped to the center of the stage, microphone in hand, eyes calmly scanning the room. Neither rushed, nor soft, nor harsh. A ring doesn't have value because it's new or old. It only has value when we know who wore it, why, and for whom. She paused, then reached into her coat pocket and pulled out a small box. She opened it. Inside was an elegant necklace with the Lapis Diamond that had once been dismissed. Now under the lights it gleamed, not just from the lighting, but because it had been seen through eyes of kindness. "This is the wedding gift I've prepared for my daughter-in-law. But if Ava hadn't been here today, this gift would have been lost forever, along with my faith in the next generation." Ava held her breath. Aurora looked at her mother, eyes brimming. Celestina turned to the audience. "We live in an age where everything is measured by price, not value. But here at Kind, I still hope we can hold on to something more precious than any diamond: humanity." Aurora stepped beside her mother, saying nothing for a few seconds. Then she nodded and quietly said, "I'm sorry for letting performance blind me to character. Today I learned something, harder than diamond, that what is right will always remain." Guests applauded. Some wiped tears. Others sat in silence, perhaps because they'd once been like Brianna. If you know someone who's holding on to an old item filled with meaning, share this video with them. Because who knows? Maybe their gift just needs someone like Ava. The ceremony ended. The lights dimmed. Guests slowly dispersed, but Ava stayed behind, tidying her little corner, out of old habit. She carefully folded the finalized necklace sketch, the one she never thought anyone would even notice. A warm, steady voice spoke behind her. "You were the one who helped my mother, weren't you?" Ava turned around. A man in a black coat stood there, smiling softly. "I just stopped by to pick up the wedding necklace for my family's daughter-in-law. My younger brother is getting married, and my mother said she trusts only one designer, you." Ava blinked in disbelief. "You're?" He extended his hand, calm and steady. "Eli Walker. A pleasure to meet you." Ava stood frozen. Her hand trembled as she reached for his. Eli looked her in the eye and said, just loud enough for her alone to hear, "You didn't just design a necklace. You gave an entire family a gift, with your heart." He turned to leave, then paused. He looked directly into the camera, his gaze clear and full of quiet trust. "If one day you discover that the person you helped was the mother of the company's chairman, how would that make you feel?" He smiled without waiting for an answer. If you've ever helped someone without expecting anything in return, if you've ever believed that doing the right thing is enough, leave a comment below the video, because who knows, something you did quietly may have changed someone's entire family. And if you want to see what's next on Ava's journey, don't miss the next episode and make sure you're subscribed.